Thanks for tuning in to this week's Stahls TV Morning Show. I'm Courtney Kibitza, and I'm excited to be here guest hosting with Zach Ellsworth as we talk about some of the new wearable trends.
Thanks, Courtney. Appreciate that introduction there. Today's episode is about wearable trends. You guys just answered our first poll question of which one you're most interested in, and the answer came back that you're most interested in tri-blends, which is great because we have a whole segment dedicated just to tri-blends. So a few of those options maybe you haven't heard of before, the hydrophobic tees, the heart rate tees. I know I hadn't until we started doing our research for this show. But what we're going to do is have a seat and kind of talk through these wearable trends, see what makes sense for decorators like you. So join me at the table.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, so the first wearable trend that we want to talk about, we're actually going to spend most of our time probably in the athleisure section because it's probably the biggest wearable trend. But let's start on some of the cutting edge wearable trends that our research team has found. First is heart rate tees. Do you want to explain a little bit about what those are since you're into using them and working out?
Yeah, so I think the heart rate tees are something that's really going to start to be really popular for our customers that are already in like sportswear and that type of decoration. So it follows the same trend as kind of the Fitbit, where decorators or people that are wearing these are wanting to basically see their heart rate, know when they're kind of at that high stage, and really good for sportswear and printing, things like that. So basically the way they work is these shirts have a fabric sensor that's actually knit into the shirt, so it can still be laundered, and then it has a detachable sensor that can be removed, of course, before laundering, but really just creates kind of a whole new world to sportswear and what we're selling to our athletic customers.
So it seems like just looking at the pictures that we see there on the screen that most of these are performance wear. You're not going to see heart rate shirts that are going to be 100% cotton t-shirts. It's all designed to measure your performance basically as you work out. So just looking at some of the ways at least those garments were decorated, what do you think is a good recommendation on how our viewers can decorate those types of shirts?
You know, the only decoration we've been seeing so far is that Ralph Lauren's been selling a lot of these printed with left chest logos, and I think you can see in the pictures that the heart rate monitors tend to kind of fall somewhere in the center of the shirt, so I think left chest is going to be where we see a lot of the decoration happening, whether it's a screen print or a heat print. That I'm not real sure yet, but I think that's where we're going to see a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I think I would be worried that heat application or screen printing, you just kind of run the risk of maybe damaging that fabric in some way, or the purpose of the shirt is the heart rate meter, which kind of leads us into our next cutting edge technology. Have any of our viewers heard, and we won't be able to hear you, but have any of our viewers heard of the hydrophobic t-shirt? So I'll explain to you what it is. Our research team found the hydrophobic t-shirt. It's being sold primarily by a company in Australia called Threadsmith, and it is a white t-shirt, pretty much white only, I think is the only color that they have, and it kind of does what the scientific name says. So hydro is water, and phobic means it basically is afraid of water. So it's a water repellent t-shirt that is also stain repellent. You can kind of take a look at it there on the screen. So you can douse it or cover it in any water-based substance, and it will basically bead up and fall off of the shirt. So the question for me becomes, how do we decorate this? One, the blanks, which is the only way that I've seen them sold, the blanks are selling for about $55 for one hydrophobic t-shirt, and I'm not sure that the benefit kind of outweighs the risk on it. But what do you think as far as decorating this type of shirt, or do you think it'll catch on in our market at all?
You know, I'm not sure whether or not it's going to catch on. I mean, I think $55 for me would be willing to pay it just to not have to wash my shirt, too often.
But you still have to wash everything else, right?
Yeah, but it's
I don't know. You're doing laundry regardless.
But I think, where our decorators are going to see a lot of the trend is children's apparel.
Okay.
So if you're decorating for kids, maybe selling it to moms as stain resistant so they don't have to worry about ruining a shirt if something spills on it. And again, we're looking at the sportswear market we had looked at earlier with heart rates. As this is such a new trend. It's still in its infancy. We're not seeing that many people decorating it, and it's because the technology is so new. But as it starts to evolve, maybe there's an opportunity in sportswear where, the dirt and everything, you don't have to wash those clothes. They don't get stained. I mean, I'm not a mother, but I would imagine a lot of moms would be looking for soccer clothes or baseball clothes that aren't covered in dirt that they don't have to wash as much. So who knows?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe when they figure out how to make it with a different fabric than just 100% cotton, because I'm not sure the performance capabilities are going to hit the field as much. But there were actually a couple companies, the one in Australia selling it, and then there was also another one, I'm not sure where they were based out of, but they got their start through Kickstarter campaigns. And the one Kickstarter campaign that I saw had over, I want to say 4,000 backers, and they raised close to $500,000 to kind of bring this shirt to market. Right. I just don't know that I would replace my whole wardrobe with hydrophobic t-shirts, especially with the decorating challenge I would imagine they present. I know it's cotton, but I just don't know how the various decorating processes would affect the performance feature of the shirt, which is being resistant to water, essentially.
The water resistance, even for water-based screen printed inks, obviously if it's going to repel water, it's probably not going to hold those types of inks real well. So it'd be interesting to see what type of adhesives and technology would stick to those.
Yeah, okay, so keep an eye on that one. Another new but not so new technology that is a wearable trend that's kind of getting a comeback is UV reactant ink. So it's hitting the screen print market, it's hitting the heat transfer market. It has actually been done in a number of other markets, this UV reactant ink. It's used to avoid counterfeiting in money production. It's used in food packaging to tell freshness of food, but it's hitting the screen print market. So what do you think of UV reactant ink, and how mainstay is it? Is it something that, to kind of reference our buy, sell, hold segment, is it something people should get in on?
You know, just to go back to buy, sell, hold, I'm really a hold on this. I'm not sure it's going to go real mainstream. I think there's going to be some opportunities for niche markets. You might get a couple of decorators that may have a children's wear niche or something where this makes more sense for them, but I'm really not sure this is going to go big into mainstream for our customers.
Yeah, it kind of seems like, to me, a novelty item. I know a couple articles I read said that people were finding these shirts more at beach shops as they walk down the boardwalk to where they can buy it in the store and literally as soon as they walk out.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a cool concept to have it kind of show up when you walk outside. So.
Yeah. So the other topic that we kind of want to spend most of our time on this morning is because it's the most broad and most far-reaching, at least into our market space, is athleisure. So do you want to give us a kind of an overview of what athleisure is, and then I can talk about maybe kind of where it's hitting at the moment.
Yeah, I do. I absolutely love this trend. I think it's going to continue to get even bigger. Basically what athleisure is it's kind of taking the gym clothes and work clothes and meshing them into one very functional, very versatile piece of apparel that people can wear to either work or to work out in. So it's really cool. I actually read something earlier before the show that 9 out of 10 consumers are wearing athletic apparel for activities other than exercising. So when we're looking at decorators, it's kind of like, who won't wear this? I mean, there's just so many opportunities for us to start printing these items, and the best thing about them is they're easy to decorate. They're traditionally some type of cotton polyester blend. So not only is the trend getting huge, so there's so many opportunities for us to print, but aside from that, it's easy to do and easy to print and sell. So I think there's just so much potential for this to continue to grow. But what do you think as far as where our customers can sell it?
Well, I don't think it's quite as big as the t-shirt yet. So it's not a staple in everybody's closet, kind of like t-shirt decorating is. One, because it does present a decorating opportunity in that you can sell these items for more, but it's also prohibitive as well. It's not the same price as a t-shirt. So if your customers are looking for it, but just to speak to the scope or the size that this trend is having, I mean, we have articles from the Wall Street Journal, from Business Insider magazine, from InStyle magazine, from Glamour magazine, you name the fashion magazine or the business magazine, and they're covering this trend. And they actually started reporting on it probably as early as 2013, but we have articles as recent as a month or two ago saying that this trend is here to stay. Reason being, one of the facts and figures that kind of came out of those articles is that the apparel and shoe market is up $1 billion in sales, wow. And all of that growth is attributed to activewear, which is where athleisure kind of lives. So where do our customers actually sell this? I know I was just sold on this the other day, or at least my wife was, at the Little League field. So my son's playing on a Little League team, and they emailed and texted everybody and said, what kind of shirts do you want with your kid's name on it? Like parent shirts. And there was an option of a performance wear shirt and a moisture wick shirt or a t-shirt. I opted personally for the t-shirt because I'm the cheapskate, but everybody else kind of went the moisture wick route, and it was $5 more per shirt for the same amount of decoration. So that's a really nice space. one of the segments that we're going to take a look at here in a minute from Holly Rock. She's going to tell us more about kind of tri-blends, which we'll talk about just briefly. But she referenced in some of her classes on StahlsTV.com about a good, better, best scenario. And she always said you have to have a good, better, and best option for your customers to buy. And athleisure, or this performance wear, really falls in that better or best option, to where you can kind of upsell every decorating opportunity.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that's really where decorators are going to see a lot of the potential with athleisure. It sells for so much more than the basics. It just has such a higher perceived value. So whether it's just selling to parents at the Little League field, or selling spirit wear, or even selling corporate apparel, I mean, this trend is huge. It's actually probably bigger than all of us as far as what's the potential there for us to start printing and showing these to our customers. I mean, I encourage all of decorators I talk to add this into their core product line as far as what you're showing your customers that you can offer, because it's what's selling, it's what everybody wants.
Yeah, and it's not even just the look. I mean, the look is great that you can wear an outfit all through the day, but it's really promoting, it's the result of people promoting or adopting a healthier lifestyle as well.
Absolutely.
So it's cool. So let's move on to tri-blends, just talk about those real quick, and then we're going to let Holly Rocks from Sandmar kind of do most of the talking. Yeah. But what is a tri-blend?
Tri-blends are kind of a transition from athleisure. They kind of fall in together, but basically they're just a mixture of 3 different types of fiber into one garment, and Holly will speak to that a little bit more as to where it's trending. But it's really a loose-fitted, very soft, very lightweight garment. Traditionally, you can see on the screen a lot of the heathered colors that are coming out in these types of fabrics. But they're really gaining some popularity. Yeah,
it seems extremely fashionable as you walk around Target or your local mall or whatever. Those are the types of shirts that are hitting the shelves. So let's kick it over to Holly. She pre-recorded this segment for us, and learn a little bit more about tri-blends.
Today I'm here to talk to you about tri-blend fabric. Tri-blend is literally the combination of 3 different types of threads combined together to create a really interesting and unique look, feel, and drape. Tri-blend is typically used for t-shirts or sweatshirts, and they are a combination of polyester, cotton, and rayon combined together. Typically, a tri-blend will consist of 50% polyester and then a combination thereof of the cotton and the rayon. The nice thing about a tri-blend fabric is the cotton gives it a beautiful breathability. The rayon gives it incredible drape, and the polyester adds a resiliency. Traditionally, tri-blend fabrics have been very popular in the junior and young men market, but we're seeing a little bit more of an acceptance in corporate apparel too. Now that you understand what a tri-blend fabric is, it's important to get 1 or 2 pieces into your shop to allow your customers to see this beautiful, fashion-forward piece. There is a higher perceived value in that they'll see these types of fabrics in the retail stores, and so it will allow you a higher profit margin whenever you sell these types of pieces.
Thanks a lot, Holly, for coming in and recording that for us here at the Stahls TV Morning Show. I'm going to kick it over to Courtney here to kind of explain what our next segment is. It's kind of a take on buy, sell, hold, but more fashionable, since we're talking about wearable trends. So I'll let you describe who wore it best.
Yeah, so the new segment for the Stahls TV Morning Show is Who Wore It Best. So the idea is we're going to take a lot of these trends that we've already looked at, the tri-blends, the athleisure, and different ways that decorators like yourself have translated it into their marketplace, and decide who wore it best. So who did we think took that look and made it the best it possibly could be, and what did we like the best? So,
and just so you know, the correct answer is always I wear it best. Yeah,
yes,
but I'm not one of the options. You'll see. Okay.
No, it's going to be an A or B, so that makes it pretty easy.
Okay.
So the first look we're going to look at is going to be muscle tanks. So with athleisure and the fit lifestyle, these tanks, if you haven't seen them yet with the summer kind of at their prime, are really, really popular. So basically, you're looking at the A side is a way that a decorator like Nike has taken this look and translated into sportswear, which makes sense since it's the most popular type of decoration. A nice 1-color screen print on there, kind of oversized. And then the B customer took that sporty look, and then they actually added some bling to it with a little bit of the diamond and made it more of a streetwear custom t-shirt look for maybe a bride or something like that. but kind of just took that look and made it a little bit more fashionable. So I think we'll turn it over to the viewers and see what they thought, who wore it best.
Okay, so remember, the screen's going to disappear. A is your Nike tee, and B was the white tee with the bling on it. Who wore that look best, or even which look do you think will work best for your customers? While you guys are voting, Courtney and I are going to write down what we think. All right, we'll give you a couple more seconds to vote there. And close it down. We'll keep your results hidden for a second and come back to us. So Courtney, who wore it best?
I am going to go with B. I really think that's the best look. It's got some bling, some glitter. It's just a whole different look. Anytime you put glitter on something, it's going to be that way for me.
And I think you can sell it for more unless you're Nike, and you can put the Nike stamp on it if it's somebody else's stamp. So I like to disagree with Courtney a lot, but I agree with her on this one. I think B wore it best. What did you, the viewers, think? Who wore that look best?
It was close. It looks like about 53% were with us.
On the B, okay, and 47% on A. All right,
It's
sounds
a pretty
good.
split.
All right, let's I'll erase that for you while you kind of talk about our next look.
Okay, great. So this next look we're going to look at, again, falls in that athleisure, tri-blend kind of look, and it's the slouchy or the slub tee. So this is a really popular look, and in fact, some garment suppliers that are offering these types of shirts are Boxercraft and Sanmar, as well as Next Level Apparel. So if you're looking for some places to buy these looks and translate them yourself, but let's take a look at who wore it best. A has a nice one-color screen print, kind of really simple, falls into that I can wear it anywhere to work or the gym type category.
Okay.
And then we have another loose fit slouchy t-shirt with a full color print, kind of looks like maybe a direct-to-garment print or an all-over really landscape that might be cool for an event or a vacation spot. So let's go ahead and translate over what we think as far as who wore it best and let our viewers decide.
Okay. Now remember, as you're voting on here, A was that single color look and B was the full color look. B kind of worried me a little bit about how you would decorate that close to the seam. I know that that decoration was really, really close up there onto the seam. That could probably create some problems for our decorators, but for those who can figure it out. So let's see who wore that look best. Was it A or was it B? A being the single color, B being the full color kind of retro look. All right, let's close the poll off, and then we'll come to me and Courtney and see, well, I like to see what Courtney thinks first.
All right, I'll go first, but I think A, I'm going with a simplistic look. I like to be able to translate it over. That's functionality in the athleisure look. They can wear that anywhere.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going with a single color, simple, easy to wear, easy to sell type look.
Yeah, well, I'm extremely colorful, if you guys could not tell already. So I'm going with B. I like the full color look. I like the retro feel of it. It looked like a sublimated print or a screen printed, really nice thin garment. So if I was buying for somebody, I would buy B. So I chose B. What did our viewers think? Who wore it best? And Courtney's right. At least according to what the viewers think.
So
That's
far,
not
I'm 2 for
surprising.
2,
That's
yeah.
not surprising. Okay, let's go to look number 3.
All right, so the final look is kind of outside of the athleisure category, but one that's really trending, and I really like it for a lot of different markets. So this is actually a sublimated sleeve. So for a long time, we've seen this translated well over into kind of the faux tattoos or the streetwear type graphics market. And then now we're starting to see it move into sportswear, which I really love because I love when we can add more things to sports apparel and team uniforms.
Yeah.
And this is kind of translating that with a football player, or you can add a custom, just about a custom anything with sublimation on this. So I'm going to go, well, I guess I'll go ahead and let the viewers decide whether or not they think it works well for sportswear or tattoo. I'm really, really one-sided on this, so I almost gave it up a little bit.
Yeah, okay, so who wore it best? A was our faux tattoo look, and B was our sportswear look, actually wearing it on the field. All right, votes are coming in. You guys are getting better on the voting. This is great. Response time. This one seems like it's going to be pretty close. So A was the faux tattoo look, and B was the sportswear look. Who wore that look best on the compression sleeve? All right, let's close the poll down. And Courtney, since you wanted to give yours away, go ahead.
All right, I'll go ahead and go first
who wore it best?
again. I'm going with B. I love that sportswear look. I love the idea of being able to sell more of that to our team uniform customers. I know a lot of decorators are already selling to that. team uniforms can kind of get hard to sell and make a lot of money on them because they're so competitive.
Yeah.
So it makes a great way for decorators to sell more to those customers.
Absolutely.
Those sleeves.
A really nice add-on, and it doesn't hurt that professional athletes are wearing them on the court and on the field right now as
Absolutely.
well. So again, I'm going to disagree. And the only reason that I'm going with A is because I've always wanted a tattoo, and that is the only way that I'm probably ever going to get one. But that was actually a really popular look probably 5 or 10 years ago, which was, you know, when I followed fashion.
Yeah, it's just the way trends change. And of course, if you have a sublimation printer, you can definitely decorate those. You can buy the blank sleeves from Vapor Apparel, so to give you the opportunity to start selling these to your customers. Since it looked like, going by our viewers, if we want to share those results, about 54% of you were with me. So again, that's
pretty even
3
split.
for 3 for me.
That was a pretty even split, though.
Just by a hair, I think I picked up a little bit of a lead there.
Yeah.
But that's great. You guys see opportunities there, and there's a lot of chances for us to decorate those sleeves.
Okay, so we want to thank you for joining us this morning on the Stahls TV Morning Show. I want to thank Courtney for co-hosting.
Had to be
We'll
here.
probably do a poll next week of who hosted best between Courtney and Josh. She'll actually be our co-host again next week. So we look forward to seeing you then Monday at 11 a.m. I'm Zach.
I'm Courtney.
And thanks for
Thanks
watching.
for joining.